Hello, this is an official invitation from me, Richard Rudd, to all lovers of the Gene Keys and of my teachings. I want to invite you to consider joining me and the Gene Keys community on Clubhouse. And Clubhouse is an app that you can download onto your phone, and it enables you to enter into dialogues. And so this is something that I've been doing for about 6 months now, and I have to sort of reassure you that this is not normally the kind of thing that I find myself doing. I've avoided social media generally, but I found that Clubhouse, which is an audio-only app, is an amazing place. It's an amazing cyber place, because it's an incredibly diverse community, for one thing, which I love. So you've got literally people from all walks of life and all colours and creeds, and they're all meeting and discussing things on this app. And it consists of different clubs. Obviously, I've formed a Gene Keys club, and what you'll find on that club is that almost every day, every week, there are rooms with discussions going on. There's introductions to the Gene Keys. There's a parenting group where we meet, which is not only, by the way, for parents, it's actually for anyone working with the Gene Keys who wants to kind of deepen their process of understanding, particularly self-parenting as well. But also, it offers a lot of support to mothers and fathers and us as children. We're all children. So there's that. Beginners to the Gene Keys, as I mentioned, which is fantastic, run by two of our top ambassadors who kind of answer all your questions about basics. There's also Tamayo. Tamayo is this, if you don't know Tamayo, I never know how to introduce her. She's too awesome for words. A wise woman. And so if you go to Tamayo's club, you will see she's doing a whole load of themes that just carry on, that are just fascinating and really popular. We also run the Pulse with Dan and Annabelle, who do that every week, and that's a kind of tuning into the rhythms and the pulses of the Gene Key of the moment, of the week. And they are incredible, those two. Their ability to kind of capture the essence of the Gene Keys, and also just field interrelated questions and things that are coming up in people is amazing. So recommend that. I also do 2 rooms on Thursday and Friday, which you can find all this on the app. I do Stages of Transformation, which sometimes changes and morphs into other things. And we really talk about stuff that's going on in our lives. And that's why I love Clubhouse, because it's about stuff that's going on in your life right now, and you just bring it. And you can be a listener and learn a huge amount, or if you make that bold step, and I always really encourage people to do that and to stretch and just share a little bit and step over the threshold, and you just speak. And there's, it's an audio, so all we hear is each other's voices. There's profile, so you can see so you can put your image if you want to on your profile, and people can see what you look like, and you can write on there something that you do and something about yourself, and you can communicate with people on this, and you can meet people on this app. And so it's absolutely wonderful, the transformational process. And my final one is a City Club I do, which is tuning into the higher frequencies, and incredible journey that we're all on in that room every week, dialoguing and exploring the kind of higher states of consciousness and issues that come up around that, all kinds of interrelated issues that we're exploring. So you might be really interested in many of these spaces and rooms, and come and join us there. It's a very easy to use thing. It just requires your phone. Pretty much anyone can get on. We leave instructions on our website about how you can join, and reassure you that it's it's safe and a safe space. And I found myself drawn to it and loving it. And I've also, the final thing I love about it is that it's not just Gene Keys people in their own silo, but it's open to the world. So anyone can come into a room where we're discussing aspects of our own transformation or our Gene Keys, and they can just kind of tune in. And so it brings that kind of, it's curated and moderated, so it's very, there's all our moderators are well trained and really, really sensitive to what's going on. So amazing things come up, tender things sometimes, deep, profound things that people have the courage to share at whatever level they feel that they wish to. And so I really, really recommend it. It's a place where our community around these teachings is very much alive and buzzing and meeting every week. So it doesn't take much to kind of learn how to do it and to get on, and then you're in. And it's a wonderful place. I mean, I get to meet the people who are following the Gene Keys and working deeply with the Gene Keys in their lives. And that is something precious. We get to meet, we get to communicate, we get to talk and listen to each other. And that's really what it's about, listening. And so it's incredibly healing. And also, just as I said, not to be caught in your own silo. There's so many other things and strands and quality of stuff that goes on Clubhouse. I mean, there's a lot of hucksters and stuff as well. It's the world, after all. But that's where we get to hone our discernment. So wonderful, wonderful opportunity. If you haven't joined already, please consider doing it. There are links here that you can follow. We have a page on our website that explains it all, how you can get on, how you can participate, and also the programs that we're running. And we'll be offering more all the time, steadily, so that eventually I hope there'll be something every day running somewhere in the world at different time zones. So warm welcome. Please consider joining us on Clubhouse, and come and say hello. I mean, I love it. Just come and say hello. You don't even have to kind of do much more than that. And I get to meet you, and you get to meet me, and we get to meet each other, all of us. So, wonderful opportunity, and I hope you'll consider it.